Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. What a month we have ahead of us. It's a big relief after our September astrology and those intense eclipses. And now in the month of October, we're set up and you are set up for some flow, ease, luck as we have a beautiful water trine forming in the second half of the month. And in your sign, what I really love about the stuff that's happening is that I can see that you might have some significant opportunities to make a professional change, to come into a new love story or romance, as well as to make some shifts when it comes to travel. You may be traveling, you might be traveling to learn, traveling for your work, but more importantly, the sky just is lovely. It's just like, everybody take a deep breath, right? So in our astrology today, I'm going to go week by week by week, talk about each week individually for you. We're going to talk about moons, full and new, that are occurring during the cycle and how you might use those moons. And let's get started then, shall we? If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Lothy, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It does help the channel grow. And also, I am teaching my Sky Reader class. You might hear about this too late. I starts on September 27th, but if you do get this video before then, I only teach it once a year, 6 weeks live with me. Weekly Q&As, guest teachers teaching modules about everything. Relocation astrology, zodiacal, releasing grand aspects and Sabian symbols. And on top of that, you'll learn how to be your own astrologer, time your best life. I give you enough sky reading knowledge and some simple timing tools to do some astrology for yourself and your friends and family. To come join me, all the information to sign up is in the description box underneath my video. Also, my dear friend and colleague Renn Butler is teaching in October after my class starts. He starts his 6-week long program, 6-month, program in archetypal astrology. I don't even want to tell you how great that class was, because he taught me, my teacher, back in 2020. And a lot of what I apply with my client readings and sometimes with you guys as well is the knowledge I've learned, understanding the deep archetypes of the outer planets in particular, as well as Saturn and their interface with my life, with my dreams at night, with my psychology, with my soul, and more. So go check it out. But you have to say Lori sent you. Why? Because he's basically going to revert to the early bird discount price just for people who come via me, because his discount code is already ending. But for you, you'll get it back. And it's pretty good discount, actually. All right, let's get started, shall we? And let's talk about your sign. I just had to open my window, so if my wind is blowing in the video, that's what you've got going. I hope you are all having a better month than I did in September. I just wanted to go under my blankies and hide. All right, Capricorn, here we have your sign. If you're listening for your sun, think about it like your career and purpose and your true essential nature. If you're thinking about listening for your rising sign, it is like your simulation game playing avatar, and in this matrix we're in, and it's often very circumstantially impacted by planetary motion. And if you want to listen for your moon sign, it's your emotions, how you feel about your life, how you think and feel. And then on top of that, it often represents matters connected to domicile, where you live. So try all three. Over time, you get to see how that works. So Capricorn, Saturn is the lord of your sign, right? Just as it is for Aquarius. And look at him. He's hanging out here back in the third house where he was since 2023. So you're going to be doing some finishing up some unfinished business here through till next February. It's really strongly connected to the extended family or your siblings, maybe even matters connected to like aunts, uncles, cousins, nephews, siblings, but also maybe connected to things to do with your projects, from writing, communicating, website, social media, marketing, selling, traveling, learning. These are things you do down there, and possibly there's some last mopping up unfinished business. And you might even find as we go into the month of November, you're attending to them quite a lot as the month progresses because of some Mars action, which will delineate as we go week by week. But then, the Lord of your sign will move into your fourth house next spring in February and be there for almost 3 years. And that's where things are going to change with regards to where you live. And your home is definitely going to take on a new form of some kind. Something is going to definitely shift. And, that's on the way. But we got early signals of changes in home through the energy right now already in this sky. So let's start off with the beginning, the first week of October. The 1st and the 2nd in particular, even the 29th of the last day of September. What you're going to see is that Mercury is not, Mercury's here, is having a bit of an intense conversation with Jupiter. Jupiter's in the house of your spouse or long-term love partner, and they seem to be doing very well. This is your partner prospering, being happy, generous, magnanimous, maybe successful. So your partner's getting collateral benefits from Jupiter here. And the success that someone in your life is getting, usually a long-term partner, maybe a business partner, maybe you're expanding your audience and your marketplace for the work you do. As this is all happening over in the house of other people, then Mercury's got some news to deliver vis-a-vis those other people. Now, it's in the career space, right? So information or news about your career coming from your significant other. Maybe you might have a legal contract or deal you just can't believe it's coming from someone. Here, sign on the dotted line. We got this. We're going to hire you and you're going to get this great position. And like, if you're looking for work, that could be that. Mercury is about announcements, and there may be some announcements you're going to make about your status in a long-term love relationship to the world. Like, I'm divorcing, or I'm getting married, or I'm getting engaged, and you're like making the big announcements, basically. That could be all that is as well. But that's just first, second, maybe into the 3rd of October, maybe the last day of September. This is happening. It's usually positive. Jupiter will bring opportunity where he can. He's the Lord of opportunity. You could get a job opportunity off of this. And if you do, it could come through someone you know leading you to it. And it could also look like it's a job opportunity that might direct you to foreign shores or foreign lands. On October the 6th, there is a full moon at 14 degrees of Aries, and Aries is the sky down below where you would have your domicile or your home and your childhood and stuff like that, and family of origin. Possibly a fulfillment of something you started at the end of March. If you go back to the end of March last year and into mid-April, there was a new moon down here, and you might have planted a seed of some sort regarding the idea of homestead, or where I want to live, or what I want to do in my home, or who should live in my home with me or not. And now you're going to come to a big spotlight here, like someone's shining a flashlight in the midnight hour, right? The moon is really like a bright, you ever get up in the middle of the night and the moon is just shining brightly in your windows? That's what's happening. And so now you're going to have illumination or clarity or understanding, maybe fulfillment of what you need or what you want when it comes to a place to live, a home, basically. And the moon will be at 14 degrees of the sign of Aries. So if you are a Capricorn near 14 degrees with your sun, your moon, or your rising sign degree, you're going to really extremely be motivated to figure out what you want to do with where you want to live. And over the 6 months that follows this moon, you will do that. But even the 2 weeks that follow, you will see the evidence of that. Some of you don't move your home, of course. You might change some way you do your home, who's in your home, what's happening in your home. Do friends live in your home? Are you going to kick the friends out? Who knows? Mars is the Lord of the moon, and he's in the house of friends. So maybe living with friends or an elder sibling or something like that. And it's time to make a change. I'm moving out. I'm moving into my own place, that kind of thing. And the moon rules your marriage house. And anytime we have a lunation, you can always say, is this about my relationship? Do you really want to live with this person that you're living with? That could be a thought. Now, October the 7th to the 14th, there are some stories to talk about. And it was a very good story with Mercury and Jupiter and Venus, but we'll get to it. First of all, we will say that Mercury and Pluto are squaring on the 7th and 8th of the month. Mercury and Pluto. Let's put that into this picture for you, okay? Mercury and Pluto. So take a look. Mercury moves into Scorpio on the 6th. He's at 0 degrees. He's at 0 degrees of Scorpio. And then he moves the next day on the 7th to 1 degree, and he's exactly square Pluto. So the 6th, 7th, 8th of the month, uncovering, revealing money matters that were hidden from view, most likely. Vis-a-vis conversations, emails, or text messages with an elder sibling, usually one older than you, a friend, a benefactor, an ally. This could be a conversation about money, an increase in salary, a job offer, more profitability in your career. But there's also a revealing quality to it, because Pluto is kind of the cloaking device of what's buried under the surface. And you've gone here before, you know about this, because because it's from the past. Pluto's retrograding still over old territory. So it's even like work or financial opportunities from the past, maybe returning to you, especially with the sun trining Pluto in a general way. It does indicate the possibility of some opportunities for a job, a career uplift, or something like that. And all the negotiation, communication news might be showing up for you at the time I've suggested, the 6th to the 8th of October. Otherwise, a financial secret could be spilled from your family of origin or from a sibling. All right, so then I'm going to be cold. All right. I'm either going to be hot or I'm going to be cold. So next thing I want you to know about is Venus and Jupiter are in a sextile. I want you to think back here. Venus and Jupiter in August 12th or so combine forces in your long-term relationship, significant other, business partnership, audience, and marketplace house. They combine forces and they want to start something new. And it's going to take a year to show you what it is. Something fresh wants to start here. Could be if you're single, a new relationship. If you were in a relationship, there's going to be a change in that relationship. It could be, it's a new beginning that's auspicious, but it's a change of the status quo. And now the opening is called the opening sextile. So let's say you're out of a relationship, then this could open you up to a new one. Venus, South Node, past life, soulmate energy, connections from other times and places, but also connected to foreign places. Foreign lands, hang on, spiritual communities. Oh my God, I've got to get the window closed now. Spiritual communities, anything to do with your an academic environment. Meeting somebody in an academic environment. So these are ways and means, or spiritual community. I say that like at the church, the synagogue, the meditation center, you could meet somebody new in those environments with a very strong connection, a very soulmate-y feeling. And that's one way for singletons to look at that. Or you're traveling abroad and you meet the person that way. So there's some stories there. If you're with somebody already, then no worries. There may be some opportunities coming to you anyway, because Jupiter is opportunity vis-a-vis maybe women, but people connected to foreign places, foreign shores, legal matters, academic places, and more. And there's a sort of a nice vibe here, a positive vibe going on. So let's roll with that, baby. And you're going to feel that energy playing out for a while. It's going to be in play like October 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th through to the 11th. On October the 11th, Venus comes into an opposition to Saturn. Venus is in a conversation of resilience and endurance, and something feels hard. And something that should be pleasurable feels difficult. Now, it can be constrictions and constraints on travel plans at this time. So if you had a range to go somewhere, it could be nothing more alarming than the airlines are shutting down or something, or there's been a blackout or something. So you don't get to take your trip as planned or when you wanted to go. There's constriction if there is love connected to travel. Maybe there's a distance between you. It's hard to see each other. There could be some challenges with a sibling two older or one younger, hardships and difficulties in their lives, and you're involved or participating or watching over the whole story unfold. And one thing about Venus here, she's with the South Node, and Saturn on the other hand is with the North Node. Things are very faded. And you're looking for and also Saturn's Mr. Solitude, right? And Venus is Miss Let's snuggle and cuddle and have sex. So there's some kind of push and pull between also the archetype of alone versus the archetype of together. And so there may just be a bit of stalemate energy going on for you regarding long-term love and ability to be together, or even desire to be together. So that will pass, but you need to be aware of it October the 11th, and then it will be moving on. And 11th, 13th, let me go ahead. You're going to feel it on the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. Okay. Then Venus is going to move into Libra. Now, this is great. This is her home kingdom. This is one of the reasons why things are quite fortunate this month. We might finally get some world peace. And as Venus moves into Libra, and she'll be here for a while, she's going to be in her home kingdom October 13th. Or 13th, 14th, it's usually the 13th for North America, to November the 6th. And so having Venus here for that long is good for everyone. And it's good for your purpose. It's good for your career. It's good for your reputation for you, your 10th house. It's good for going to a wedding. It's good for announcing a wedding. It's good for those kinds of things. You might be invited to somebody's wedding. And Venus up here gives you appeal. People like you. The boss likes you. Your social standing is on the rise. Your your social creds are on the rise, right? So you're having a nice glow in your work environment, your career space. If you're retired, then whatever you do that people witness you doing in the world that you want to achieve and be successful at, then you're having a glow up there. That's what I'm trying to say. And as she enters, she makes a beautiful kite, and it's backed by a air trine. Air trines are very exciting because they are fast moving. They have to do with ideas and relatingness. And the air trine is activating money and work. And this is called an Artha trine. So areas of your life that have to connect to material prosperity, to money coming into your wallet, to earnings, to possessions, and this excitement and this flash of yay you. And it could definitely look like an increase of success professionally if you're in a work setting. Otherwise, it still does look like a nice little flash of financial goodness as well. You could definitely look at this as also money owed to you as a debt or indebtedness being a source of payment returning as well from somebody that you would look up to, an authority figure, somebody in a connection to a father or father figure as well. What other element is Neptune? Now, Neptune makes the tip of the kite. It's only a day-long kite, guys. So 13th, 14th of October, maybe the 15th. But it does help you to realize some dreams that you've cherished and had for a while about real estate, land, home, and property. And maybe you're going to find a home or change a home connected to professional opportunity, or professional opportunity and home matters are interconnected as a point of success, or a point of good things are showing up for you. Okay. Mars is the ruler of the tip of the kite, and he sits in your 11th house. So some favors from an older sibling connected to job opportunities, a increase of salary connected to new homes, increase of success in sticking the landing on a fulfillment of a dream or a wish you have for where you want to live. A cherished dream of a Capricorn. I know he's always, I'm going to get a cabin on a mountain alone with a fireplace and up on a high side of a hill. All right. So, all right, James, let's see if you get that. Now, let's move into the next part of the story. This has taken us to the 14th. And then the 14th through to the 21st, the third week, we have some new stories going on. The sun will square Jupiter, and Jupiter is luck and opportunity. And the sun is professional fulfillment as a principle, but at the 10th house, he's already that. So doubles down on some kind of positive celebratory success connected to good luck, Venus, professional advancement, maybe something good coming to you from a sibling 3 older than you, something coming from a friend, something coming from a spouse or a long-term relationship partner that boosts you upwards towards greater professional advancement. Now, one more thing to say about that is because Jupiter is in the house of the spouse, that your significant other might also just be experiencing a nice little bump in their professional advancement or success as well, so you can cheer them on. If you don't have a relationship and you're looking for love, you can meet somebody in an office setting. This could be falling in love with somebody through the work itself, like meeting them in the office, in the workspace, in the job. Next, October the 19th, Mercury will bump into Mars in a conjunction. And we'll see that in your 11th house of the sibling one older, friendships and social circles and groups of belonging, and career gains, like the way you profit from your career. And so Mercury is information and Mars is action and decisions. And so somehow you've got some information you need to act on, you need to take some decisions on it. It's flowing to the North Node, which is wonderful. It feels very fated. It feels very destined. It may require travel. It may require a relocation to another neighborhood, city. But there's something like, okay, got to make an action, got to take a decision. There's something going on. Things happening for that elder sibling or extended family member are also something you just might be watching. They're going through a big moment here where there's something going on in their life that having to act on. Mercury can just, so you get news, you get information about that older sibling, right? And it's not even about you. And unfortunately, in this case, then it would be about Martian stories, like they had an accident or they got ill. And that would be something you might be hearing about vis-a-vis that sibling one older than you or a friend of yours having an injury or getting ill at this time. And that may be all it is. And you would note that that is happening again, pretty close to the 19th of October. So 3 days before and 3 days after is where I suspect that could be true. So the 19th and the 20th, 18th. Well, let's go the 19th, 3 days before and after. All right. Moving into the moon, October 21st, new moon at 28 degrees of Libra. And again, it's in your career space. I mean, I don't know, all you retired people, you always say, what about me? Well, you can't live your life without doing something unless you never leave your home, right? So do people say you're the prize gardener, the best golfer? Your soup kitchen work is amazing. You travel like no one else to world places as a retiree, because what you wish to accomplish or succeed at after you've had your career or job or whatever is the 10th house. So now you have a new beginning, a fresh start. Venus is blessing it. Now, this is a house of wedding. So somebody in your family system, especially a child, ruler of the 5th house, maybe announcing a wedding, a marriage proposal with a person. And this could indicate within 6 months that that's true. Even there might be a setting of a wedding date for one of your kids. And that's a lovely little vibe on top of that. It's really good for being awarded something in your career, getting more accolades, and getting just a better up level in career matters over the next 6 months. And the new moon, new beginning, you'll see evidence for some of what I'm saying, and usually in a couple weeks after this, October 21st, new moon eclipse at 28 degrees of Libra. 28 is a household name degree. And so some of you, if you're really into your career and peaking out, might become well known for something you're doing in your work and get a little bit of celebrity going in the 6 months that follows this new moon. Especially with Jupiter in the house of the audience witnessing it, you could have a real expansion of your success in your career. As we move forward into the next story and we take a look at the sun, you'll notice the sun will move into Scorpio, where everybody's hanging out. Mars, decisions and actions, and Mercury, information and news, and the moon just feeling kind of mopey here. And then the sun. So when the sun ingresses, there's a sense that there's a spotlight on your career profitability on the sibling one older. A fallen moon can indicate, again, some challenges with the health of a sibling one older or a particular friend. And you've got a lot of spotlight on that person as we move into the 23rd of the month. And there's a possibility, because the sun will be in Scorpio until the 3rd week of November, that you might be preoccupied with that family member or that friend who's going through some difficulty. And yet, at the very same time, this is your career gains and the actualization of what goals and dreams and wishes you have. You still have lucky Venus in the 10th. This could be a nice spotlight on decisions, actions, and negotiations you're taking to increase your contractual agreements, your terms of service, your paycheck, your financial recompense from career and job stories. Okay. All right. Then we'll see the energy of a beautiful water triangle forming in our heavens. And it's the whole last part of the month, basically. Take a look at Mercury first, because he starts the triangle. This is called a grand water trine right here. So around the 23rd, Mercury at 23 degrees is building up to connect with Saturn at 26 and also Jupiter at 24. So as we go into that second week, 21st, the end of the month, the first few days are Mercury activating a water trine for flow and luck and ease, especially with exalted Jupiter, connected to marriage, business contracts, business partnerships, audience and marketplace, travel, learning, marketing, selling, communicating, maybe even elements connected to neighborhood and neighbors and extended family, as well as career success and profitability and gains. Now, all of these houses, 11, 3, and 7, are comma houses. They involve the relational aspect, but also desire. So whatever it is you're desiring in life might be coming to some lucky fulfillment, Desire is fulfilling itself. You're being fulfilled. Neptune moved across the sign boundary on the 22nd of October out of your 4th house and into the place of travel, neighbors, neighborhood, social media, your daily work, your daily life environment. And there's this really desire to concretize, as I say, a new vision for what you want in that part of your life as well. As some of you could be traveling. This could induce a desire to go off and travel, to go somewhere, maybe with friends, maybe with a significant love partner, maybe with both. And that's what I've got for you. It's a beautiful flow because, first of all, Mercury gives you the news or information for you to even want to do this. And then Mars follows suit right away. And he takes up the gauntlet from the 25th to the end of the month. And he's the one holding this. So it's like the 21st or so to about the 25th. information is coming your way that the 25th to the end of the month, now you're ready to passionately seize the day, carpe diem, and act on it. Make it happen. Travel for siblings, travel for long-term love, travel for maybe work situations as well. Mars is the exaltation lord of your sign. He will try to do good by you with whatever this lucky energy is. Okay. And at the end of the month, Mercury moves out of the sign of Scorpio into Sagittarius. He's going to be here for a couple of months on and off until November 19th because he retrogrades backwards. So, and then he'll be back again later. So he's going back and forth in November, basically, between things to do with your spiritual life and then your practical, tangible goals, dreams, and wishes for your life, as well as your financial situation connected to purpose and career. And your spiritual life is where he meditates, but he also gives you good dreams that give you profound understanding. I do think it's very important because he will hit the bending of the nodes of fate when he comes back here later on in late November. And so I think that you might be looking at some really destined life changes connected to foreign people, distant shores, and foreign lands, and maybe professional opportunity. And that energy can also be very illuminating spiritually and put you on a new spiritual path as you let go of an old faith or an old way of seeing the world and pick up something new, much more connected to the goddess, much more connected to the everyday spiritual engagement with reality. If you had a religion, you could get rid of it under this Mercury transit. As Mercury crosses into the 12th house, he's opposite Uranus, and that's going to be a surprise. Now, the thing about this kind of surprise, it could be a health surprise. You might not know that you've got some undiagnosed health challenge, and so don't worry too much about it. Okay, I can already hear you worrying. Likely based on dietary habits because of the position of Pluto creating the wedge and the moon, which is our digestive system, natural ruler of Cancer. So I think you could have some digestive health discoveries that you weren't expecting coming through here. Now, the worst case scenario, and you don't want that, is you got food poisoning or something. You know, that's not fun. Mars can bring on poisonings of all kinds, and he is squaring the house of what you put in your mouth. So just on a practical note around Halloween, be careful with what you eat. Otherwise, an unexpected revelation that you have a health challenge you didn't know about, or an unexpected opportunity to rent a property or get a pet, all happening for you. And dietary habit changes will improve your health. The health problem can also connect to your teeth, your face, your nose. Okay, so all of that, and your lungs, and possibly even your hips, given this chart. But whatever it is, this too shall pass. It's a very fast-moving transit, and I'm not too worried about it. All right, thanks for listening. Don't forget, if you like my kind of astrology, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Please come see me in Sky Reader, and if not, check out Renn Butler's Archetypal Universe and get the early bird code that had expired because you know me. So say, Renn, Lori sent me, and he'll give you a cheaper rate than is publicly announced out there. And that's his favor for me because I was meant to promote you guys a little sooner to him to you guys sooner, but I've been so busy with my own stuff. Big hugs to everybody. Hope you're will have a wonderful month of November. Take care. Thank you. I'll see you soon.